Have you been left a coin collection and you're feeling overwhelmed and don't know what to do with it? You're afraid you're not going to get all the value of it, and maybe you're afraid a coin dealer is going to rip you off. What do you do? Well, there's a couple things you don't want to do, and the first thing is get your phone out and start looking at eBay, Google searches, and those phone apps. Don't do that, please. I beg you not to do that because you're going to get confused. You're going to hear or see bad information because some of you might watch some YouTube videos on top of it. You're going to see AI generated stuff. You're going to see overpriced coins, misdescribed coins, and then the ads that come up in the Google searches and the AI are not accurate either. Some of them might be, but most of them are not. And also, those are what someone's trying to sell a coin for, or they've got it overpriced for. You don't want to use that. That'll get you confused. My recommendation is to call a coin dealer, and I don't care if that dealer's 4 hours away. If you can make an appointment and at the least and pay that coin dealer, it's worth your gas, your food, and everything else just to have that coin collection appraised. Because you don't want to lose sleep, get stressed out, worry about the coins, worry whether you're going to not get the most money out of them. But what you want to tell the dealer is, look, I just want a coin appraisal without, the thought of selling them right now. I just want to think about this. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need your help. Now, one of the things that a coin dealer is not going to do, he's not going to go through your rolls of BU coins and tell you which ones need to be graded or look for mint errors or varieties. Now, whenever it comes down to that, you want to go to Variety Vista or you want to go to PCGS's price guide and you want to look at the dates and mints for your coin type and denomination on which ones are worth looking at. Because not every single roll is worth looking at. If you've got a roll of 69S, obviously you want to look for the double die. Lincoln cent there. You want to look through your coins that way. You can do that. But a coin dealer is not going to do that. Most of them are going to look at the silver, the gold value, the type coins, and then they're going to just put a value on the rolls as they are. So don't expect them to look for registry quality coins, to go through them and pre-grade them, to send them off for grading. Don't expect that the coin dealer is actually going to send them off for you. Maybe they don't do that. I don't do that here. Also, like I said, you're going to have to pay, but be realistic for what you're going to get in return. You basically just want an appraisal. That's what you want to do. And then once you get that appraisal, you can go to portraitcoinshop.com or online or to a bookstore and you can buy an ANA photo grade, also a 2026 Red Book price guide. Not that those prices are reflective of what they're worth, but you get an idea of whether the dealer is off or not. You can even buy a blue book if you want to. Buy a gray sheet if you have to. The gray sheet is a coin dealer newsletter. You go to Whitman Publishing or look up coin dealer newsletter and you can buy a copy and you can go through that and see if the values are accurate or close to it and what the dealer said. And you can decide on whether you want to sell them yourself or whether you want to sell them to that coin dealer. You can also get a couple appraisals and compare and contrast. That way you're not overwhelmed and you're not losing sleep and you're not upset about your coins and worried about values and worried about not getting the most out of it. Most coin collections, 99.9% of the coins, sometimes 100% of the coins, are not worth sending off for grading, and there's not any rare varieties in those collections. I have a video on what dates to actually look for, to focus on, because you can't look at every single coin and hope that there's going to be a unicorn or a discovery coin or something special. Also, don't pay attention to what's labeled, because even though you might looked up to the coin collector in your family, it might have been your daddy, your grandpa, your grandma, or aunt or uncle, whatever it might be, they might not have known as much as you think they did about coins. They might have been misled themselves, not trying to insult anyone here, but it's the facts. I see it all the time. So what they wrote on the holders might not mean a thing. What they put down as values might not mean a thing. But I hope that people also who are leaving coin collections are watching this as well, because you need to be accurate and you want to buy appropriately, because if you're going to leave receipts or values or write stuff on holders, you want to make sure that you're doing that accurately, because you're going to leave it to your family and they're just going to be confused. My recommendation would be to leave the money to the family. Try to sell the coins before you pass. Hopefully you bought smart and you know how to value coins and you didn't mislabel things, because that's really going to be confusing. And on top of grief, then they have to deal with all these coins, and you don't want to do that to your family. But this is my recommendation to everyone. Just have the coins appraised by a reputable coin dealer. That would be the best way of doing it, and just it's worth the money, and just do that. And then if you are leaving coins, it's best to probably just sell them if there's no coin collectors in your family, and then give them the money, because you can spread money out amongst your family, leave it to them, and have their own little account with the amount in it, instead of trying to leave them coins and they're trying to split them up. Because everybody, has, because if you're leaving them to two or more people, there's always that one person that will not listen to my advice because they don't watch my videos or anybody's advice, and they're going to go online and they're going to look up these coins, and they're going to see things that are wrong about the values. They're going to see incorrect information. Then they're going to be like, look, I'm not doing that. I think you're being a little naive. I think that dealer's probably trying. And the next thing you know, you're in this argument with a family member, and you can't do much with it because they want more than what you know they're worth or what you found out they were really worth. So you don't want to run into that situation either. So best thing to do is, so my best advice, like I said, is get that honest appraisal. And even if you think the dealer's a crook, even if you don't know about the coin dealer, just ignore all the noise around you, all the advice that people are giving you. You want to get that appraisal. That is just so important. And you can always compare it. Like I said, you can get the resources yourself and compare that appraisal with what you're finding out. But you don't want to do Google searches. You don't want to do that at all. You don't want to go to eBay and do those searches either. You don't want to use the phone apps. If you don't do those things, you're going to find accurate information if you use a gray sheet or a red book or a blue book. All those have different values in them. Some are wholesale, some are what dealers are supposed to pay or at least might pay, but you're at least going to get within the ballpark of what the values are of your coins. So thanks for watching my latest video. Good luck with your collection if you was left the collection, and have a great day.